welcome to Lenovo Presents Smarter India, Future-Ready Flexibility in association with CNBC-TV18. I'm Mridu Bhandari. A crisis like COVID-19 is not a planned event and surely took the world by surprise. Countries had to shut down, social distancing became the norm, and just like that, the way we went about our daily lives was changed dramatically. It is safe to say that perhaps what we are experiencing right now is the new normal, where established practices have had to be reimagined and companies are adapting to a new style of functioning. Over the course of today's event, we will hear from industry stalwarts and leaders on how organizations can prepare and equip themselves to become future ready. We will also take a look at how organizations should approach investing in technology going forward and consider migrating certain IT expenses from a CapEx to an OpEx model. And to help set this context further, I'm now going to welcome Rahul Agarwal, CEO and MD of Lenovo India, to deliver a keynote on how the future is digital.
Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Agarwal and I work as the CEO and MD of Lenovo India. Today's session on Smarter India is all about how to make organizations future ready, especially after what we've gone through over the last few months. Now, a few things are very clear to everyone. One, that the future of workplace would be hybrid. Employees don't want to come to office every day. Employers also do not want employees to come every day. And therefore, we need a system, a practice which can facilitate this kind of working. Secondly, digitization, which has already been happening for the last 20 years, will accelerate and technology will become even more important. Employees clearly want more from the technology today and from their IT department. They want higher quality devices. They want devices which are secured. They want devices which are up and running all the time. Now, what does it mean for IT? Quite a lot. So firstly, they have to do a lot more pre-planning on devices. What is the right device? What are the right tools for what kind of employees, for what kind of use? Second, remote management. Now, it's one thing to manage hundreds and thousands of devices in one office or a few offices, but it's very different ball game to do that in thousands of homes and hundreds of cities. Thirdly, and which is very important, is security. What are the right security protocols? What is the right level of security? How can the IT folks really ensure that organizations don't have to worry about security? So if you add all this, the job of IT people is becoming a far larger role. It is becoming more strategic, more central to how organizations work. Earlier they could get away with some degree of breakdown, but now they have to make sure that the device, the technology platforms are working all the time. And imagine the IT department has to achieve all this along with the constant pressure on cost cutting and expense control. Because as COVID has hit the economy and organizations, the CFOs are under even more pressure to be more cost conscious. What organizations need today is not just internal competence and the right mindset, but also the right technology partners who can handle them on this digital journey and also help them be ready to be prepared for such events in future. Lenovo has an end-to-end PC life cycle solutions. We've been working for a long time on this, and we feel that today, not just our hardware, but our services combined gives the right solution to our customers. Right from strategic planning, to deployment, to security, to asset disposal, and to do any kind of managed services. We have all the services that our customers may ever need. In addition, we also offer device as a service to everyone.
Thank you, Rahul, for those insights into Lenovo's future-ready IT services. Up next, we have Daniel Fields, Executive Director of Asia Pacific Services Business at Lenovo, and he's going to give us a snapshot of Lenovo's offerings that can help better manage an organization's IT infrastructure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smarter India Summit. My name is Daniel Fields, and I'm the Asia Pacific Executive Director of Services for Lenovo. Today I wanted to give you an introduction a little bit to Lenovo services. So first, there's planning and consultation with our customers. From that, we lead into configuration services, which gets a device ready prior to it going out into the field or into end user hands. The third part is deployment and implementation. Fourth, we have support and security. Then there's managed services or management of devices and fleets. And then finally, at the end of the life cycle after it's been used, there's recovery of the device and potential remarketing or end-of-life services. And Lenovo operates throughout the life cycle of PCs. We're moving from a consolidated office environment to more of a dispersed environment where people are working remotely or working from home. And that's an environment that demands new approaches to services, new approaches to service management, because you don't necessarily have an IT engineer who can go into a fixed environment, run around with a USB stick and update PCs. A lot of the management that needs to take place with a PC fleet is now done remotely, or it's done across a variety of sites. So Lenovo has great expertise and ability to respond to that type of environment. The final piece in terms of responding to the new normal, if you will, is Lenovo is able to come through as a one-stop shop, a one-source provider. Customers can rely on Lenovo to be able to provide the end-to-end services that are required.
Up next, we have Debashish Chatterjee, CEO and MD of Mindtree, joining us to share his insights on how businesses are transforming in the new normal.
The technology sector alone has enabled the migration of more than 95% or about 4 million professionals to the new normal or remote working in record time. I would like to talk about three big takeaways. First, everybody has assimilated the digital ways of working. Second, the acceleration of digital. And third and last, the business models are getting redefined. All the business transformations are led by digital, emerging technologies. We must use emerging technologies to our advantage and redefine possibilities. The crisis has forced everyone to accelerate digital and also redefine business models. And some of these redefined business models will be the new normal. This trend in evolution of business models is only going to be exponential going forward.
Well, some great insights there. Now, with the pandemic really accelerating digital transformation in the new normal, IT asset management, a critical function of IT teams that includes driving end-user productivity and managing total cost of ownership, has also had to be reimagined. When not optimized or built to scale for the evolving needs of an organization, IT teams may find themselves facing multiple challenges like difficulty in tracking lost or critical assets, software compliance issues, suboptimal IT usage spends, and overburdened IT resources. And now, to better understand these challenges and take us through some innovative solutions that can be implemented to mitigate these risks, I'd like to invite Rohit Midha, Director Service Sales at Lenovo India, to please deliver his keynote.
Hello everyone, my name is Rohit and I lead the Services and Solutions business at Lenovo India. Lenovo Smart Fleet Services is Lenovo's asset management solutions for endpoint, hardware and software, and allows the customer to proactively manage their devices for compliance, security, device performance, and IT cost management. And all of this through a single pane of glass. It is a unified tool set and standardized process to automate repetitive tasks performed by IT teams, efficiently manage employee productivity during project spikes like a large-scale deployment or a refresh, and simplify asset management processes to free up IT teams' time. Lenovo Smart Fleet enables asset tracking in a remote working environment. That is to track and report IT assets with real-time updates. Support to plan ahead for risk mitigation in event of device and data loss. Access to data intelligence to help recover idle hardware and software for efficient repurposing. Lenovo Smart Fleet would also help make compliance and governance easy. Easy reporting with complete visibility of IT assets. Allow for delivery of BIOS updates, drivers, software patches, and application updates seamlessly. Monitor and control compliance status across your organization, including remote and distributed devices. And finally, Lenovo Smart Fleet would help optimize your TCO, total cost of ownership, with intelligent and meaningful data. Access to ongoing usage data to help recover idle IT spend, example, an unused software license or underutilized devices. Customize device configuration software and services support based on end user. Get visibility to user inertia or degraded device productivity. To summarize, Lenovo Smart Fleet Services looks at asset management comprehensively with focus on 6 key pillars. 1. Asset management, and this covers hardware and software. Asset tracking. 3. Health monitoring and software self-heal. 4. Compliance management. 5. Managed security. And 6. TCO management. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope I have managed to give you a comprehensive insight on Lenovo Smart Fleet Service.
While IT leaders continue to innovate and adapt to rethink and reimagine their organization's technology demands, business leaders have had to look at emerging financial models to adopt to better navigate their digital terrain, helping them identify key value drivers not only for finance but also for business operations. And to share his insights on this subject, we have with us V.S. Parthasarathy, President, Mobility Services Sector at Mahindra Group, joining us here today. Well, over to you, Partha.
The topic of staying one step ahead in the digital transformation of business is of great importance and relevance, especially in these uncertain times. Digitization brought about changes in leaps and bounds for more than a decade now. How do we look at it in the present context? And in this new normal, we need to rethink and redesign our business and rise with new mantras. Nowadays, virtual is the new way of life. How does a CEO or business leader evaluate workplace digital transformation and work with the CIO and CFO? Firstly, the digital transformation initiative needs to be an enabler of process improvement, automation, information security, and reliability. Thus, a business leader will be able to justify investment only against the reduction of risks in the current systems, increased productivity, reliability of information, etc. The business leaders need to stop thinking IRR and Excel projections and think in terms of measures of performance, disruptive productivity, and change in business model. The best approach to digital investment in technology is: firstly, think digital in existing business and operations, anything and everything you do. Second, be digital in new activities in existing businesses and processes. Third, be born digital when bringing in a new process depending on the stage and area of the business. All three need to be used. Business processes involving money flow and decision flow. Therefore, finance and accounts department can play a lead role in IT implementation and should work closely with the CIO or the tech team. This directly empowers the beneficiary to drive the right priorities with agility, thereby creating a balance between cost, coverage, and speed. CIOs must also strategically transform the IT infrastructure with disruptive changes in the IT space, like moving from CapEx to OpEx model of IT, infrastructure with cloud and SaaS, etc.
Now, with businesses getting even more competitive, they need to take back their time, their capital, and their resources to focus on what they do best. And to tell us how organizations can do that, I'd like to invite once again Rohit Midha, Director Service Sales at Lenovo India.
Smarter India, our discussion subject for today, is about making India future ready. With COVID, organizations have been under pressure on cash flows. As businesses limb back, the dilemma around prioritizing expenses will be a difficult one to solve in the boardroom. Organizations have traditionally thought about IT purchase as a capex only model, but the pandemic is forcing companies to innovate. On one hand, with work from home, businesses need best-in-class devices and technology, and on the other hand, there is a strong push to reduce cost. With this context, we are seeing more companies adapt the device as a service model, wherein they don't pay upfront but still provide their employees with best-in-class devices, services, and solutions. I'm here today to talk about Lenovo's device as a service offering. As a service model is gaining acceptance because they are convenient, they are customizable, and they offer attractive pricing, and more importantly, they address our needs the way we want them. The core tenet of the Lenovo DAS offering is flexibility. Flexibility that allows our customers to choose from a wide range of services and a wide range of devices. In fact, our DAS solution takes flexibility to another level by allowing our customers to increase or move down a service as per their business needs. Customers can flex up or flex down, and this is one of our key differentiators. We are creating in the workplace a truly as a service model. Lenovo DAS can be simply explained as a fully managed and flexible service and support model that combines hardware, services, and software into a single configurable end-to-end solution at a predictable periodic fee. We also realize that Lenovo DAS solution isn't fully understood by all, and there are those that consider DAS to be just a one-size-fits-all leasing program where customers can only pay for devices over time. Subscription service, leasing program, consumption models are some of the other references to DAS, and they're not completely wrong. However, Lenovo's DAS is much more than that and can be what our customer needs it to be, serving as a vehicle to help customers make the digital transformation they need to embrace a modern IT environment. So to summarize the benefits of Lenovo DAS, it is better than buying on capex and more than just the lease. It would free up the business capital. It would help your organization mitigate costs by taking the device, and it could be a laptop, it could be a desktop, tablet, mobile phone, and by bundling it with a variety of services and software, all for a predictable monthly subscription fee, all under one contract and just one provider for you to hold accountable. And unlike hardware leasing, your organization would get a holistic solution that allows flexibility to scale the hardware over time. You also get the opportunity to leave the challenges of lifecycle management to the DAS provider like us, allowing your organization to stay focused on your core business. And this would eventually deliver a lower total cost of ownership. I spoke about flexibility. That is, your organization could quickly scale up or down based on the current operating environment and business need, and pay for exactly what is the need and when it is needed. And most importantly, your organization and users will no longer be stuck with obsolete hardware, especially as technological innovation continues to outpace the average lifespan of devices. Lenovo's DAS solution, besides the benefit I just mentioned, would help optimize and enhance experience over the entire life cycle while continuing to offer true flexibility. Starting with our planning services, which entails strategy, assessment, and personal consultation and helps define the who, what, where, when and why. We could set up the device catalog that integrates to your services catalog and allow for order flow seamlessly to Lenovo via standard APIs. Then the configuration services, we call it the device pre-stage for user via white glove. This would include BIOS settings, imaging, autopilot enrollment and more as per your IT guidelines to give a wow out of the box feeling to your end user. The third stage of the life cycle is our deployment services, where we would deliver faster deployment of devices and enhance employee productivity and experience. This would also include data and profile migration so that your user would have access to information at the time of sign-in. Lenovo's rich performance of support and protection services would give your users the technical support, backup and repair services needed to keep devices performing at peak efficiency. This also includes our signature offering, Premier Support, a 24/7 offering in 100+ markets, so you can safely travel across the globe and still get direct access to a specialist team of engineers that can diagnose and reduce downtime for the user, minimizing the need for on-site support or parts shipment. The next stage is managed services, and we provide a host of managed services like smart fleet management, on-site help desk, compliance monitoring and management, inventory control and software solutions. The last but equally critical is the asset lifecycle stage, where we not only maximize residual value but also ensure data security and environmental compliance. The world of PC buying is changing, and the device as a service model is the future.
I'd like to thank Mr. Debashish Chatterjee, Mr. Parthasarthi, Daniel Fields and Rohit Mira for their insightful comments today. Organization success depended on digital transformation even before the pandemic. Pandemic has just accelerated it. Today it is not a matter of thriving, but a matter of surviving. In many aspects, the way organizations will work and the role of the IT department and the role of technology and the devices and the platforms has changed a lot. Any organization who does not make this as a strategic part of their planning and execution will tend to lag behind their competitors. And lastly, I am very confident that Lenovo has all the solutions, we have the internal competency and we are building it further. And I'm sure that Lenovo has all the right solutions and the capabilities to help any organization, small or big, in this journey. Thank you.